Back in the day, I used to be a social outcast. Yes, I did socialize and I had friends and family that loved me. I had girlfriends and a lot of things. But I never really learned the feeling of having people that cared about me or truly loved me. I never had that feeling. I had constant anxiety about if my friends actually liked me or if people hated me for being weird, retarded, or autistic. And during my 5th and 7th grade life, I had that mindset. And it made me spiral down into a very deep depression. And I just felt lonely. Yes, I did got out of that depression back in late 2014, but the effects still linger in my head. And whenever I see someone in that kind of state, I can empathize with them.
So when I read Komi-san in 2018, I felt a deeper connection with a bunch of the characters in the manga, especially with Komi Shoko. Komi is someone who has always wanted to be an extrovert, but she can't bring herself to physically speak with anyone. And every time she tries to speak, she couldn't because of herself. Her face tenses up. Whenever she tries to talk, she turns into a stuttering mess. Whenever she gets near people, she makes them nervous and they start to run away. She doesn't understand if people hate her or are scared of her, but she knows that what she doesn't want is to be so lonely. She wants to be like kids who can easily socialize with people. She wants a group to hang out with. She wants to experience true friendship. She wants someone to talk with whenever she feels down. She wants to sleep over with someone. She wants people to love her for who she is. She wants friends. But she can't socialize because she's scared. And it feels like she'll always be lonely. It feels like she'll never have any friends for the rest of her life. This moment made me cry. And it also showed me the beauty of Komi-san. Komi-san wa Komishou desu is a manga that holds a special place in my heart. And this is coming from a guy who barely reads manga. Whenever I'm in a terrible mood or I'm just bored out of my mind, I can just go to Manga Rock, pull up a chapter of Komi-san and smile and be in this wholesome mood that I don't get from other slice of life anime. Anime like Welcome to the NHK or Love Live, while great anime and the finest, just don't live up, to me at least, to the comedic yet beauty of Komi-san. From its quirky and relatable dialogue, beautiful art style, and simple but funny storylines. Storylines like Komi and her friends going out to a ramen shop that is in heavy need of customers and reviews, to chapters where Komi dreams of a tiny dot on everyone's face. But what brings it all together and makes these storylines work are the characters. Whenever I watch a character in a slice of life anime, a decent chunk of the time they'll usually fall under some formula or trope found in other mediums of anime and manga, and never really push the limits or using their creativity to make their characters feel unique or interesting. From the personalities all the way to the character designs. And, well, that's fine, because writing compelling characters is difficult, but at the same time, it's not creative and it mainly comes across as lazy. However, each time Komi-san introduces a new character, Komi-san builds on these character tropes and flaws and uses them to make their character feel important and unique. They give off a feeling of importance, like their involvement in the manga is benefiting the goal of Komi-shoko and benefiting the world building in Komi-san. For example, the main character of Komi-san that isn't the person in the title, Tadano Hito.
Read the situation and make sure to stay away from trouble. That is the best and is for the best.
Tadano plays a major role in Komi-san, as he is one of the first people to recognize Komi in a way that no one will nor can understand. Everyone in Komi-san, from the people in the background to more prevalent characters like Yamai Ren, treat her like some kind of goddess sent down to earth. But in Tadano's eyes, he doesn't see Komi as a goddess or something special. In Tadano's eyes, Tadano sees Komi as just a normal girl with social issues. And Tadano doesn't just show these types of traits with just Komi, but with other people in the manga, like Katai Makoto, a person who comes across as a delinquent. Whenever people see Katai, they fear him that they'll be killed or pummeled to a pulp. Yet, in reality, Katai is just a socially awkward dork with social issues. And Tadano doesn't just see Katai as a delinquent, but rather, he sees Katai as a normal person with flaws, similar to Komi. Tadano has this sense of trust to him, like every word he speaks or every interaction he communicates feels genuine, like he truly cares about the people and understands them for their flaws and missteps and never really judges them by their stereotypes. But just like any other character in Komi-san, Tadano is just as flawed. You see, Tadano wants to be normal. Whenever he expresses some sort of personality, i.e. his Chuni stage, he was portrayed as a weirdo and lame by others, including his crush, which made him want to be normal to avoid all problems. Tadano has his own flaws like any other character in Komi-san, but instead of using those flaws as a way to make him socially awkward, he uses those mistakes and improves himself by helping others who can't socialize. And I think that's something special. You see, Tadano reminds me of my friend named Michael. He was one of my friends who showed me what a true friend really is, but not treating me like a joke or some guy who is supposed to be laughed at. Instead, Michael treated me like a person. Someone who understood me and how I acted and accepted it. And seeing Tadano show these same traits to a bunch of people in Komi-san made me smile.
You know, you don't have to force yourself.
Huh?
I didn't understand everything you were trying to do, but you don't have to be so stiff. At least when you're with me. Just be yourself. That would make me happy too.
Sure.
I think a problem that people have with making good characters is that they want them to be realistic, deep, and philosophical. But in reality, characters don't need to be realistic. Instead, great and interesting characters needs to be believable. And this is the key thing that can be seen from a bunch of characters in Komi-san. For more frequent characters like Najimi Osana, who invites Komi to places and gives Komi more of an experience that she never even had, Even when Najimi is forcing Komi to buy her something in a very disrespectful way, it never really comes across as asshole-ish or like she doesn't care about Komi. Instead, it generally feels like he wants to help Komi become more open with others. And you understand Najimi's actions towards Komi. Or with more minor characters like Onemine, someone who comes across as a person who truly understands herself and is willing to help others, including Komi herself. Or the fears of being mocked for your culture or your accent of people like Hinaka, or the sweetness and helpfulness of Sato-san, all make these feelings, beliefs, anxieties, and stresses come across as believable, like you've met a person similar to them in real life. And I think that's beautiful. But I think a character that truly shows us how understanding these characters are is with the character of Manbagi Rumiko. Manbagi Rumiko is the embodiment of a person who is very extroverted and isn't really too scared of interacting with people. But her mindset of standing out and her looks are the things that are holding her back, which makes her have social panic attacks. And that's a thing that a lot of people can relate to, including me. I can understand the feeling of loneliness and wanting to have someone in your group to talk to, but you feel like a piece of a puzzle that doesn't fit nor belong, and you don't know why. And throughout chapter 131 and 132, Manbagi gives the reader a deeper understanding of how her entire social life is heart-wrenching. Near her second appearance, we see Manbagi and Komi in the infirmary. We get to scene where Manbagi is just pouring her heart out of how lonely she is towards Komi. And this scene tells us one thing that Manbagi really wants. All that she wants. Friends. Friends who will hang out with her without no judgment. Friends who will laugh with her, love her, and do everything with her. Whenever you read the dialogue of Manbagi, you get her. You get why she's nervous about her social life. You get why she wants more friends. You understand why Manbagi is a depressing train wreck of a human being. Her excessive makeup that she thinks will make her beautiful and will get her friends ultimately backfires on her, and it makes people want to avoid her. She has no friends in any of her classes, and the ones she does have are hanging out with their own friends instead of her. And yet, she doesn't know why nor what to do. Is it the way she looks? Is it her personality? Is it the way she acts? Is it her? What is it that's making her disputed? And then you start to realize that she was just like Komi a year ago.
I just want to eat lunch together with someone. So, would you make me your first friend?
And these are the chapters that make a character in Komi-san beautiful. They make the characters have the right amount of growth and passion to make them believable in such a short amount of pages and panels. And they do it without being bland, forgettable, or cringy. And you get this sense of growth and reason as to why these characters act the way they do throughout the entire 180 chapter manga. Especially with Komi Shoko. Komi's development throughout the series is heartwarming. She goes from being a wannabe extrovert to an open and empathetic person who truly loves the people around her. From the annoying and sexual yandere of Yamai Ren to the ex-loner Gyaru, Manbagi, to the first words she's spoken to Tadano, to the first friends she made on her own. But Komi is still Komi. She is still socially awkward and she does have anxieties about what others are thinking. But she's not alone. She has many friends who share the same struggle with her and share the same interest, and many more. And the characters start to realize that Komi is just like them. And I think a chapter that shows this realization is from chapter 113, and is spoken by one of Komi's friends, Kato and Sasaki.
What's wrong?
Well, I just thought Komi-san sleeps too?
What exactly do you think of Komi-san?
How should I put this? I thought Komi-san was a perfect superwoman, someone who just showed no weakness.
That is true.
But after spending a whole day with her during the field trip, she wasn't pretty or beautiful, but more... cute? To my surprise, it felt like she was one of us. She's different from the Komi-san I had in mind. Shh.
These are the moments that make Komi-san my favorite manga of all time. It's not the relatable dialogue or beautiful art style or funny storylines. Instead, it's the interactions you make in life that I really connect with. From people like Manbagi, Najimi, Yamai Ren, Nakanaka, Kato, Sasaki, Katai, Tadano, and especially Komi. These chapters give off this feeling of hanging out with your friends after school, and it portrays it in a heartwarming and wholesome way. Sort of like the people I met throughout my life. Cody, Marco, Josh, Roderick, Michael, Spacer Cat, Spooked, What, and all these people I met and talked throughout my life are people who I can trust, people who could tell me harsh criticisms toward myself, the people who will always make me laugh, the people who will just enjoy life with me and not judge me for mistakes I made, the people who will accept me. Back in the day when I was a social outcast, I was Komi. I was Manbagi. I was a person who constantly worried about myself in any way, shape, or form. A person who has no self-esteem and had no idea how to socialize in any way. But when I start to have a friend, and talk more, and gain more friends, I became Najimi. The one thing that Komi-san shows us is life as it really is. It's that no matter how lonely you may feel or how broken you are, there will always be someone near and dear to you, supporting you, helping you when you need it, understanding you, and so much more. It shows us flawed people becoming friends with other flawed people. Komi-san shows us the silent beauty of friendship.
How to reach out of time. Maybe I'm too high.
Oh! That was a long video. Now, seriousness, guys, I like to thank a lot of people who helped me on this video. People like What, Numanji, Craftsdorf, etc. And the people on the Komi-san Discord who helped me with writing the script and all that. And I also like to thank the amazingly talented voice actors and actresses from Toya, Lisa, and Rebecca Amber Clark for voicing most of the characters in the panels. And I also really have to thank my best friend, Spacer Cat, for making 99% of the music and music original for the entire... But just in general, I really like to thank everybody who helped me throughout the years. I'm really grateful for that. Anyways, without that sentimental shit out of the way, you should go follow my Patreon because I'm about to be a college student and I need money. Also, if you want, you should go and subscribe because I'll be having more content out in the future. And that's really about it.
Head in the clouds.